Okay, fellow Action PC gamers, I'm here today. This is Spooky. We are going to show you how to make a computer manager and or a man file for the baseball game. The man file is what you would send out if you were in a league to the commissioner to put in the game for it to have your lineups and what you wanted the game to do for you in place of you playing. First thing you need to do is you just open the baseball game. Go and open the baseball game. Now you can do this with any season, any league, anything. What you need to do is just open your season. Let's go to 2013, the most current. Alright, and here it is. As you see, you open the team's roster. Okay, now I'll just show you one team, but you could do this with all the teams, whatever teams you wanted to control, however you wanted to do it, it would be all the same. Alright, so let's open Arizona. Alright, what you would need to do is you would go in under, first off, this is what I do. Go into Manager, Manager Preferences. Set this box up however you want the computer manager to play for you. Okay, if you wanted to try for extra bases, steal second, steal third, steal home, whatever, these are all offensive categories, and as you can tell, you can pick it to be never, rarely, sometimes, often, very often. The computer will use the ratings of the player that's on base, or whatever you're doing, the computer is doing, will use those ratings along with what you have put in here, and then it will make a judgment. I'm sure the computer is not going to try to steal second or third with a guy who's a 2 as a base runner and as a stealer. But at least you're putting in your preferences of what you'd like the computer to do. Same down here, pinch hitting for pitchers, when you would like them to do it, what inning or later. Pitch hitting for batters, pinch runners. Alright, and then on the defensive side, throw for runners. Now, from experience, I always, whether I'm in a league, setting a computer manager to play, I always pick very often. Very often with the exclamation point. I find that it seems like the computer will make plays for the lead runner, like on a bunt, the guy going to third. They'll throw for the lead runner instead of taking the out at first. Sometimes that's what you'd like to do and you don't see the computer do it. Same way with the outfielders throwing to second for the guy trying to stretch it. It seems like if I set it on that, I get more plays where my fielders try to get that lead runner. It's up to you, completely up to you. The same way the other choices are, when do you want your infield in, when you want it to guard the lines, hold runners. You can set all of these to what you want the computer to do. Within reason, along with the ratings that your players have, the computer will make those decisions, but at least you get some input into what you want to do. Same with when you want the pitchers pulled. You know, after how many runs? When do you want the relievers pulled? You want them always pulled when tired. This is what you do. Now, the next important thing, if you are making up the batting orders and you want the computer to use the batting order you put in there, you need to check this box. Never alter lineups when using preset lineups. You check that box, and then I'll show you how to save the lineups. You put in here which one you want. You want lineup 1 versus a lefty, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus lefties. The same with righties. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with righties. You put in there which lineup you want used. Okay, and then it's set. You hit, like I said with the other ones, OK is kind of the save button. Now, the next thing you need to do is you need to go in and put in your starters. Put in the guys you want, fill these out. If you're playing with the daily used lineups, then you don't need to do that. But if you're setting it up, you need to put in the pitchers you want for these games, and then also make sure that your rotation is the same as the guys you have in rotation for the starter, which means maybe when you get down here in the beginning of the season, you know, the second time through the rotation, you might want to stick another guy in there or whatever. You're going to need to change the rotation, okay, and put them in there and make the changes, because otherwise the computer will go by this rotation and not your daily starters. Okay, so make sure you have that in there. The same with, then fill up your position depths. You can either go by what the computer generates, or you can clear it out. Do you want to clear it? Yes. Clear it out. Put your own in there. Okay, and fill them out yourself. Now, the next thing that you would need to do is go into the lineup. Put your lineup in there. You know, I don't care, whoever you want. Set up your own lineup, put it in there. You don't need to put the pitcher in there, because the pitcher is in on your tab and your on your starters tab and your rotation. Just the top 8 guys. The computer will put the pitcher in there when it starts the game. Of course, if you have a DH, then the DH will be in there. Same thing. Now, once you put a lineup, so let's just do it. Let's let the computer pick the lineup. There it is. Let's say that's what you choose. Go down here to where it says save. If this is the computer, the lineup that you have for the righties or the lefties, see, here's your choices. Save it as lefty 1, lefty 2, 3, 4. They give you a choice for 5 different ones. Same with the righties. Righty 1, 2, 3, righty 4, and righty 5. You put it in there. There it is. Do you want to save it? Yes. The lineup's not complete. That means because it doesn't have a pitcher in it or a DH. It depends on what division you're in, okay? So, but yes, you want it saved. Yes. Now it is saved in there. Okay, and then you do it again if you want 2 or 3 lefties, and then you want to do a righty setup. You save all those in there. Okay, and now just to show you that it does work, let's clear it, okay, and let's go to load. Now you saved that as a left one, right? So you want it to load as a left one. There it is. Okay, and that's how that works. Now, after you do all of that, there's also other choices you can make. Let's go in for your pitchers. Alright, here's your pitchers. Let's just pick one at the top. If you open up your pitchers roster page and go into manager, all these choices are here for you. Corbin pitching manager. Do you want him to pitch 1 inning max? 1 batter max? Don't pitch in blowouts. Pitch only in blowouts. You need to check these boxes for your choices. If he's just a reliever, you don't pitch him as a starter. Or if he's a starter, don't pitch him in relief. I have seen many complaints from guys about, oh, the computer just used any old pitchers. Or you need to check these boxes. And it tells the computer what you don't want it to do. Now, you don't have to fill in every one, but, you know, you want your choices used, you do it. Pull the starter after allowing how many runs you put in there. 7 is the default. If he's a reliever, pull the reliever after how many runs. Same up here. Starter preference. Don't pitch him past. If he's leading by 3, what inning? If he's just leading, what inning? I mean, you can make all these choices. If he's a relief, don't pitch him until what inning you want him pitched in. Don't pitch past 1 inning. You can make all these choices for the computer to set, and it will use your settings. Alright, now to show you, there's another pitcher, and you just go through and set these pitchers that you want the way you want them. Alright, and then back to the same thing, click OK to save it. Now I'll show you how you really save it in a few minutes here, but you can also go in now and do your batters. Let's just pick anybody. Go into a batters manager, and then here, never hit versus a lefty, never hit versus a righty. Pull for a pinch runner, of course. If you think about the preferences you put in, would that be after 7 innings, after 8 innings, you know. This is how it coincides. This is how you set it up. Okay, batting positions, where do you want them to bat? First, second, third, fourth. These are the choices that you can make. Pull, or if you want them pulled for late inning subs, or don't pull them for late inning subs. These are all the choices that you can make for all your players. Then, of course, go back here, hit OK. Now, when you are done doing all those things and getting all that information that you want in, or you can do it as you go along so that you save it as you go along. If you go up here to Manager once again, you see this here, Export Manager. This here puts a file in the season folder for this season that you have open with those choices in it. This is called your man file. See, Arizona man file. It has all your choices, your rotation, your batting orders, everything is saved in there. Hit OK, and now I will show you who is this. This is Arizona, right? So like I said, then you exit everything out. That's kind of like the save, and I'll show you. You go into the folder, DKS Sports Data, Baseball, Seasons. That was the 2013 season. There it is. Right there, Arizona man file. That's the man file that you did for the Arizona team. Now, whether you're going to do it for every team in the league that you're playing or creating or playing solo or whatever, it's all up to you. That is up to you. Now, another thing I want to show you is how you import that file back into the game so nothing gets deleted. You go up here into Utilities. Import Managers. It's right there. Simple. Right there. There it is. Arizona man file. And as it says, double click the file to assign it to its team. You double click it. Manager is updated. OK. OK again. Saves it. Remember, I always use OK and exit. I never use the X's in the corner. I have found that sometimes it gets deleted or not used if you do it that way. Alright, now to show you, go into Arizona's roster. There you go, the starters that were in there. Okay, same way, let's go back, I'll show you. What did we do? We saved that as a lefty 1. There it is. Alright, and that is how you make a computer manager and or a man file. Now the man file is what you would send if you're in a league. You would send that to your commissioner to put into his master file of the game so that the other teams can use your manager choices to play those games. In my leagues that I run, the home team always plays the games, so that means the away team needs to have an updated man file every series so that the choices get used. Well, a smart thing to do is, you know, put your starting pitchers in there for 10 to 12 games at a time, so you're not constantly every 5 or 6 games having to send out a man file. The only time you'd have to change it is if you want to change a lineup or you get an injury and you need to substitute that guy. But as long as you go in there, and always remember, one of the most important things about getting your batting order used is never alter lineups when using this. If you don't care and you want the computer to run the team, don't check that. Okay, you can still do these. The computer will use these, okay, but it won't use the batting order. It'll use the batting order that it comes up with on its own. Okay, so that this way, you know, if you're only controlling 4 or 5 teams, when you go into play, the computer will use, you know, the computer will make the choices. Another thing to do to make things simple for you is go into Organize and under Schedule. Okay, you can go in here and see, look up here. Now when you open up a schedule, it's simple. You know, here are tools you can use. What I usually do is, just to be sure, I set all managers to computer, and there you go. You see it's C and C. If you go to the next day, there they are. They're all C versus C, computer versus computer. But go under the teams that you want to control. Favorite team. Okay, just to show you, See, always human manager. You can change this by just going into the schedule and changing the C to an H if you decide you don't want to play that game yourself. But go in here, favorite team, let's just pick Arizona. Okay, save, of course, always the save button. Now you can go back in here and look. We'll open up the regular schedule here, and let's find the first Arizona game. Arizona, there it is. See, Arizona, human controlled. Everybody else is computer. Up, Arizona's human. And it will do it through the whole schedule. The second day they're off. Third day go back to Arizona. There it is, human again. See? And it would set your 4 or 5 favorite teams that you're going to play yourself as human. Everybody else is computer. If you're going to leave it like that, then you just leave it like that. Put in the, whatever you want, but that is how you make a computer manager and a man file for the baseball. At least that's the way I've done it. Seems to be pretty successful. The computer is still going to have some glitches and do some silly things, but usually it will follow the way you do it. I hope this helps everybody, and have a good day, and look for my future videos coming up for other things. Thank you very much.